Okay, I am recording this in the same day, thus my Shrek shirt is still here. I didn't feel like changing it. I'm not acting like I recorded this on another day. I have to get a lot of these recordings done in quick succession because I have a lot to do, but you will only be seeing these once a week because I also don't have a lot of time to do much after this year is over. So I'm going to record as much as I can till the end of the year, and then I just have to work on my books. So we're going to continue Slay the Princess. This is such a good game.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. And this music, this is the music that was playing after we spoke with the entity. Now we have all the same choices here. My character here is apparently thinking all the same thoughts here from the very, very, very beginning. But I, myself, Chron, still remember. I am still of the belief that the narrator, the hero, the hunted, the stubborn, all of them are other versions of me. I am less sure now that the princess is also an extension of just my imagination. I still feel like that's still possible, but it feels like she and I are both in this strange realm that shifts according to our mental states. So this gives me a fresh start. I did say before that if I just went in and silently slayed her, just one go round the way the narrator wanted me to do originally, that would have been an interesting one to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that first. We need to unlock different aspects of her, so that is what we are doing here in this game. Oh, I'm still in it from last time, so it's been a week for you, but it's been, just a few seconds. All right.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Okay.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
This is everything that we experienced the first go round. Gonna proceed to the cabin. I'm obsessed. I love this game. I love this game.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare.
I could probably play this game forever.
The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
And go ahead and take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
In we go.
The door to the basement creaks open,
Curious what kind
revealing
of
a
voice she'll have.
staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
He says that every time.
Her voice carries up the
Is it
stairs.
gonna be sweet?
Who's there?
No, it's challenging.
She sounds dangerous.
Yeah, so
It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
It is dependent on whether or not I am carrying my blade.
Don't let it fool you.
Interesting.
It's all part of the manipulation.
So I feel like she is still some kind of extension of me in some way.
Good. You're still listening to
own mind.
reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Still your nerves. Step forward.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right?
Yeah, there's that
And if
line.
that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Already found out
She's
things
unarmed.
you can do.
If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Just gonna go ahead and do it.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it?
Yep.
I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
Yeah.
Yes. Even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Nope. Of course it is. She's dead. I'm not sure. I feel like she has some kind of trick up her sleeve. Of course not. That's too easy. This is dependent on belief, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Please.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
Yeah, this narrator is definitely me. And it's... yeah, this is really interesting. That's bullshit. Let me out. Oh, okay. I was kind of hoping I'd get a better ending for saving the world.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No. This is the beginning of eternity. Your reward.
Well, that's a shite reward.
This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
I don't.
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
The narrator maybe hasn't been happier.
Psst. Hey. We're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
Didn't you hear the narrator? I'm happy. We're happy. Oh, no. Of course we are. I like it here. I'm going to save it here because I kind of want to see what the other choices are, but I'll probably see what the other choices are on my own time. All right. Didn't you hear the narrator? I'm happy. We're happy. I'm going to do Explorer just because I want to see what that opens up.
Are we really happy? Or is he just telling us that we are?
Okay. Maybe I'm not happy. And I'm not just saying that because you're the last person I talked to. No, we're happy. I'm sure of it. Yeah, I'm just gonna
Good. Because I have an idea to get us out of here. Though you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on. And I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end.
Yes, I told you that at the very beginning. I said, go ahead, end this world, let's get a new one.
Do you not? There's more for us to do. And the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it.
The voice of the hero knows that there's more for us to do. Because this is my first run. This is my first run after the whole I wiped your memory thing. That's interesting.
Don't you dare.
Wouldn't using the blade, kill us? Wouldn't we be dead? It's really interesting that this voice knows. I want to say that because I want to see what it has to say, but we'll see. Anything to get out of this hell. You're right, I didn't like the idea. I'm just going to stick around and do nothing, at least for a little while longer. No, it's boring as all get out. Alright, I want to explore.
How astute. You are absolutely correct. Using the blade to kill yourself would kill you, and you shouldn't do it. In a sense, we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's just the same thing, constantly, forever.
Yep.
I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work.
Yeah, he knows. Even though this is my very first run through after that.
That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy.
That's cool. You better be right about this. I'll be pretty upset if we die. You'd be pretty upset? If I die, I'll kill you. I'm not risking death over your weird hunch. Anything to get out of this. You're right. I didn't like the idea. You'd better be right. I'm pretty upset with this. Yep, anything to get out of this.
Thank you. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate.
And I will also say that the narrator knows things that my character doesn't know either. So the narrator knows why we need to slay the princess, but he won't tell us. So that is a part of me that knows. Well, I'm going off the assumption that the narrator is me, but it makes sense because there's literally no other entities in here besides me and princess. Random yawn. But yeah, so there are pieces of me that know, even if me doesn't know. This is really interesting. Okay.
Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs.
I actually wrote a song about that. Since time stops meaning anything. I wrote a song, it's called Speak. But it said, what would you think of time if life weren't so defined? That's just kind of a thought that I've had in my head a lot. And it's strange because life is very... I'm quoting my own song again. But it said, what would be acclaimed, what would be vision, if there was nothing we need to mind? Like, what is really purpose in the first place when you don't have constraints? Enough of my TED talk. I'm not even TED.
The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it.
Wow, we've been here that long?
You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
You got such a snarky narrator. The Spectre.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her.
Oh, you bastard. You're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks. I might. I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu. This has already happened. Okay, no. Just, okay, no. But I killed myself. What am I doing here? Proceed to the cabin. Okay. Alright, you bastard, I'm you.
Tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. That's fine. It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again.
Voice of the cold. This is really interesting.
Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's in the right place.
Is it? Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything? Oh, we already answered that. I'm gonna proceed to the cabin.
A warning. She will lie, she won't be a problem.
Proceed to the cabin. This is interesting. So she is, in some ways, some extension of me.
The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge.
It's really interesting.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
This is interesting. Let's approach the mirror, I'm curious.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
The narrator doesn't see the mirror.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror.
So who is the narrator?
Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Okay, so I've been speaking on the assumption that the narrator is one of me. And I still feel like that's possible. A detached, disassociated portion of me. But there's also the same way that the princess and the entity are one, like a part of each other but separate. I feel like that might be going on here, like he's more of a specter or an entity of some sort. It's quite interesting. Okay.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. Let's not spend much longer worrying over it. Clearly it's not even important enough to be acknowledged.
We killed her, she's dead. So if I'm operating on the assumption she's dead, I shouldn't need the blade, right? But I'm also operating on the assumption that I need to do it again. Let's go ahead.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Into the basement.
The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
The narrator says that every single time.
The room below is silent. Nobody's here. Naturally.
So now are we expecting her to be a
As much as I
specter?
appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain.
The narrator is surprised.
Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous, skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
So we've just completely confused the narrator.
Ghost?
Oh, come on. You're the hero. Stop that.
Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Alright, me and Voice of Cold. Simpatico.
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
Yeah, you want to kill me?
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again, if we wanted to.
Could. I want to see.
I see you brought that annoying knife again. So, are you waiting for a chance to use it? Or are you here for something else?
See, this is exactly what I was trying to tell you about in the woods. This already happened. We killed her. I killed you. I was telling you about. So this would be talking to the narrator. I killed you. What are you still... Oh, wait a minute. This isn't in quotation marks. So I would just think this. Huh. That is interesting. Okay. I killed you. What are you doing not being dead? What are you doing not being dead? How dare. Do you know why you came back? Stop playing the victim. You threatened me last time. I'm sorry I killed you last time. I shouldn't have done that. Do you want me to die? Do you want me to kill myself to satisfy some sort of sick revenge fantasy? Because I already did that. It wouldn't be hard to do again. I'm sorry. Is there any way I can make it up to you? Is there any way I can make it up to you, darling? I'm so sorry I killed you earlier. The people who wanted you dead tricked me. And the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Let's team up. I want to choose that one, but I don't feel like that fits with my story just yet. I'm going to talk to the narrator.
Yes, obviously things are strange right now. I think it's safe to say that you've seen something you shouldn't have seen. Whatever worlds you've hopped between, whatever versions of me you've met, none of that matters now. There's no changing what's already happened. But you have a job to finish. Finish how? We already did what you told us. And now she's a ghost.
I was also curious if she would respond.
You haven't tried slaying her yet this time, though, have you? And then what? And then you'll have saved the world. I think he's asking about what happens after we save the world. If that's even still an option. What do you mean, after? You already know what we mean, don't you? So why don't you go ahead and tell us? Are you going to try and lock us away in a timeless void again? Because I didn't much care for that.
Yes! Me and Cold are buddies. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! I like!
I'm not going to lock you anywhere. What an interesting choice of emphasis.
Oh, me and Cold are so simpatico. I'm a cold person with a very cute face. We know what happens if we slay her. You just get stuck in that stupid world, so I don't feel like doing that. Do you know why you came back? Stop playing the victim. You threatened me last time. Sorry I killed you. Shouldn't have done that. I don't know whether I should or shouldn't have done that, but still. Do you want me to die? You want me to kill myself to satisfy some revenge fantasy? I already did that. I don't really want to die.
Are we putting this to a vote? Because personally, I'd prefer if we didn't die again. If that's what it comes down to, that's what it comes down to. But I don't see the point of offing ourselves just yet.
Oh, that's sweet of you to offer. But killing yourself wouldn't help either of us.
Yeah, I know.
It would seem that everyone here is in agreement except for you. I shouldn't have to tell you that you shouldn't kill yourself. So please, try to keep your suicidal tendencies in check.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at suicide. I'm just laughing at the... Okay, I'm sorry. But for real, if you're pondering that, please don't do it. Go call a hotline. There's so much left to live for. I love how incredible life is and how many stories that there are yet to tell, and your voice is so powerful and we need it. So, like, believe in the power of your voice. Even if other people don't hear it just yet, it's worth it. And if anything, write down what you think. Write down how you've lived. Write down things. Like, you are so worth it. You are worth everything. So stay alive. I love you. Love yourself. But this was just funny, just in context.
I just want to go home.
And just where is home, I wonder?
I don't know where home is. I just know it isn't here. But I can feel it calling to me from someplace far away. Wherever I'm supposed to be, it's out there.
How specific. And how convenient for her. You see what she's doing, right? She's suggesting that the only way you can rid yourself of her would be to let her out, which, in case you haven't been listening, will spell the end of the entire world.
Then end it. I don't care. Like, truly, I do not. There is nothing here in this world. Like, literally, there's just trees and a path and this house, and that's it. And it's annoying, and it loops, and it's just blah. But even then, it's not pointless because it's an incredibly good game, and I love this story. Okay. She wants to go outside. Is there just a way to just let her out? I guess I should read these. Sorry, give me a minute. If I knew I'd wind up having to talk to you again, I wouldn't have slain you. Oh dear. I died too. And I'm not floating around like you. What happened? Why am I different? Why are you different? You're dead. Or at least mostly dead. He's not dead, he's mostly dead. If you haven't watched the movie, you should watch the movie. The Princess Bride. I know it's like the most fluffy pink sounding name, but it is a really good movie. If you haven't watched it, watch it. I had to be tied to a chair to watch it because I was like, by the title, I was like, I'm not watching this movie. It's a really good movie though. I want to say it teleported. It wasn't in the woods anymore. Time stopped meaning anything. After I killed you, time stopped meaning anything. Again, this definitely, it ties in with the whole love story thing. I like that. It's really good. You were going to end the world. I was told you were going to end the world. Oh, right, this is based off belief. If you can go through walls, can't you just leave on your own? I have that same question. Really isn't much for me to do, is there? I guess I'll just keep going. No, I want some information. Oh, right, you know what? Let me save here. Because this is a lot of answer choices. I don't feel like going back and forth for these. You know what?
You don't look dead, killer.
The princess grabs your wrist, a sudden shock of cold flowing all the way up your arm, her eyes still fixed on yours as you try to squirm out of her grip.
And you don't feel dead either.
She lets go and pulls away. Your fingertips tingle painfully as the chill subsides.
I'm less interested in why you are, or how you are, and a lot more interested in what you are.
So am I.
I've tried to leave on my own. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here. I just want to go home. I'm so cold and alone here. But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride.
She wants to possess me?
You own me.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us? She
Yes, she sure is.
But I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her.
Good.
Would she be able to see us if we went along with it?
I'm very curious about that, yeah.
Now, isn't that an interesting...
Yeah, I know. Me and Cold are on the same level.
Could finally bring her face to face with him. I wonder what she would have to say to the one who wants her dead so badly.
Yes. Me and Cold are just
won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
If I let you in, do I still get to be in control? Honestly, I don't care. Before I agree to anything, we need to talk about what happens after. I don't care. Sounds great. Do it.
The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks for being a pal, killer. I mean it.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
See you soon.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart, all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul. I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over?
No, man. Did we die?
It's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body. You collapse to the floor and everything goes dark.
Come on, you. You've got to get up. I know everything feels heavy right now, but we still have to get out of here.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
Yeah, weird, huh?
So, it doesn't work like that for you? Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
Ian Cold. Cold, buddy, let's go have a drink. Come on.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor. Are they also supposed to be you?
All these shards of broken glass on the floor.
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass, I'm...
So they're part of the mirror.
It's okay. You can finish your thought.
I'm a voice? I'm me is what I am.
They're part of the mirror.
Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
This is interesting.
You don't have to fight. We'll all be out of here soon.
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too. I'm clearly the same thing you are.
They're
what about
not
narrator?
listening to me. Do they not listen to you either?
No, not
I'm
really.
not talking about you, I'm talking about him. You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
The one I need to beat.
So,
Then.
you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me, actually.
Yeah. Okay, so that was kind of where my brain was going in regards to this. I figured that the narrator was the voice of the one who had experienced what had happened in the world outside. The things that led to this realm being a thing, which I would just call the thought realm. So in the physical realm, something has happened between person A, who I play as, and person B, which is like her and her entities. And person A is me and my entities. Whatever happened, I have blocked out of my brain. You know, the narrator obviously knows something that he's not telling me, and the narrator also being an extension of me in some way, if we're going with that assumption, also means that I don't want to tell me either. He's not from this realm. He's not from all of the ideas going on in this realm that I am that person A is trying to understand and develops and is looping for. For whatever reason, person B is also in here, but she also seems like some kind of extension of myself in some way, like some kind of extension of my idea of her, because she reacts to my perceptions of her and my beliefs of her. Like, I 1,000% believe that if I didn't say yes, she's absolutely dead, she would have woken up again, because it's based off of my belief. But if she says, you're kind of like me, then I think person B's entity here is like that memory. Like, this is all stuff that I am dealing with, or person A is dealing with. This is really interesting. Yeah, I really love it. I might not be able to explain it, and I might sound all babbly, but this makes so much sense. And it's such a cool game. I love this game. Okay.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen. Obviously, she's nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
Okay, sorry. That sounded like a whole witch right there. Okay.
You don't have to let him get to you. You're better than that. You're starting to make things right.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this.
Whatever you do, you can't leave this place? Excuse me, baby. I can't think straight. There's too much noise. Slay the princess. Slay the princess in my brain? Leave the basement.
Your legs, weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form and clumsy with the cold that still pervades them, stumble towards the stairs.
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of the world.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is going to be.
You don't know that.
I do. Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world? It doesn't mean that at all. It could mean that wherever her home is, it's outside of the world. Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it? And if it's somewhere, then it's part of the world.
Not part of this world necessarily.
I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world end and something else begin? Does the destruction of one open a door to another? Or is it the same world reborn?
Cold, buddy.
Against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices, your body continues its ascent up the stairs, staggering through the open door.
Snarky narrator is my favorite narrator.
For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
You can't do much
Maybe
anyway.
the bossy one doesn't actually hate me. Maybe he even likes me. Or maybe he just knows that he's been in the wrong. Maybe he's trying to make amends too.
Not at all. I'll have you know that I do hate you, and I will continue to hate you for as long as I am able.
Oh, so did she hurt us? Back in the physical world, she maybe betrayed us in some way? Interesting.
It's just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and dictate. And whine.
Cold is my buddy. Cold, you and I hanging out. This is what it is.
This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only one that can make that happen.
Trudge forward. Obviously, I didn't even have another choice.
Continue slowly to the door, your feet like lead dragging across the floorboards, growing heavier with each step.
We're so close. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If we get out of here, I won't even care that you murdered me anymore.
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the door handle. But you pause before you open it, exhaustion sapping what's left of your will.
Even though you broke my heart and killed me and tore me to pieces. Sorry, Gladys. Fun. Alright, you lift your shade. Well, I was not paying attention. I was singing. Lift hands, change hands, exhaustion. Okay.
Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up? It's over. There's no use stalling. Let's see what happens next.
Open the door.
Shit. But exhaustion wasn't enough, was it? The handle clicks as you twist it, and then the door groans open. Collapse to the ground, you and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin. As you exhale from the effort, you look up and see... yes?
Nothing. He's gone, and so is everything else.
So we did slay him after all. He had it coming, I suppose.
Cool.
But what about us? Are we just stuck here in nowhere forever? Did taking her out of the cabin really end the world? We're still here. Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore? Are we in some world that exists after the world ends, or on top of the other world but not in it, or have we never been part of the world?
Okay, I've heard enough from these two. Let's see if I can pop out.
Hitchhiker. Pick up a passenger and take her to her destination. You feel a lightness in your chest as a pair of sunken eyes emerge from your body and stare up at you.
Oh, you actually freed me, didn't you? I'm outside. Thanks for giving me a second chance, killer.
Don't mention it.
I think this is where I meant to be.
The person who replied was the hero. That's interesting. Ooh. Interesting. You don't get a chance to respond. So taking her out is going to do this pretty much every time?
Go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me. My character knows this. Entity A knows this. They retained memory, even though Entity B said you won't remember. It's the end for you, but it's not for me.
I would have kept them in the dark if I were you. What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
I would have kept them in the dark if I were you, said the cold. Yeah, I'm interested if they'll retain that in the next run. Oh, this is such a good game. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. But you need to see what's in it. The bloat. You've grown. Huh. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same being as you were before? How much of you has changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Everything you say feels like a riddle. Can you give me a single straight answer? No, not a riddle. It's really easy to understand. Alright, what does it feel like to change like this? I'm curious what they feel like.
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
This is so cool. This is so cool. Alright, everything you say feels like a riddle, don't care. When this is all done, do you know what you want to do? Probably not. Let's see.
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed.
Yeah, very true. Figured she wouldn't be able to
But
tell
in
you.
this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right?
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
Cool. I'm glad that the game does that. I did not notice because I didn't really choose the same answer choices. You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
You know, that's an interesting reasoning. Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You're the only thing I know that isn't me. That's a thought experiment. If you were to only know one other person, would you always be kind to them? What do you want me to bring you next?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them.
I like that answer.
Do not worry. There are no wrong answers. and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is vaporous. She is a dream of a life she could never have, but that longing has given her so much capacity for kindness. She will make for a yearning heart. Do not mourn her. She will finally be able to hold what she never knew.
Mourning someone is usually because they have died, passed on, but you can also mourn if they have left you in any other way. If you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change.
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
I like that. I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
The vessels are a weave of emotion at odds with themselves, but they are only perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
Enough of all the pretension. You're not actually saying anything. Are you not hearing her? Like, on one hand, she's explaining how the game mechanics work, but she's explaining how this whole progress works, which is a lot. She's doing... I mean, a lot of it's coinciding with how I'm thinking, but it's great. Attack the entity. I'm very curious what happens if I attack her. I don't want to do either of those in this particular game. I know that might be an interesting thing to do for a video, but I'm really on a path at the moment. I just want to keep looking at things and keep exploring. So I'm ready to go back.
I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Alright, so we are ending it here. Let's just go ahead and click to the next screen. A yearning heart, bring the Spectre to her.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I'm in love with this game. Alright, we're ending this session here. Thank you guys for joining me. This is so good. Okay, this is beautiful. Y'all stay gorgeous, people. Beep.